I just finished my first tournament for 2021, the Phoenix Bass Fishing League Bama Division event right here on Lake Eufaula in Alabama. It's a beautiful lake. They have some big fish in the lake. I saw a almost 7-pounder weighed in today. A couple of anglers ahead of me. I wish it would have been my fish, but it wasn't. This morning for takeoff, temperature was right around 34, 35 degrees, really, really cold. We had a little fog moving in. Luckily, we didn't have a fog delay. The fog burned off fairly quickly, so we were able to take off on time. Takeoff was at 7 a.m. We were boat 28 taking off, flight 2. We had a check-in time of 3:10. We hit our first spot, wasn't far from the ramp. We made maybe a 5-10 minute run. And within 15 minutes of pulling up on that spot, my boater had a fish. A few minutes later, I had a fish in the boat. A few minutes after that, my boater had another fish. So it was setting up to be a really good day. Downfall. The bite stopped after that. I put my first fish in the boat at around 7:45 in the morning, 7:30-ish, give or take. I didn't actually look at the time. I know we weren't there, but about, I don't know, 20 minutes by the time I caught my fish. I put my second fish in the boat at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I caught one during the day around 9:30-ish that wasn't keepable size. We had a 14 minimum, inch minimum on this event. So the one that I caught around 9:30 was right at about 11, 12 inches. What I knew it wasn't going to be big enough. My boater had 3 today that didn't measure up. My boater was able to put together 5 for a limit. I was only able to put together 2. My first fish this morning came off of a V&M Pacemaker Predator Series spinnerbait, citrus color. And my second fish later this afternoon, the one that I caught around 1, I caught it on a Bill Lewis Lures MR6 in a chartreuse blaze color. Fishing some rocks along a rock jetty. In fact, the same rock jetty that we had fished that morning where I caught my one on the spinnerbait. When we pulled back up, I threw the spinnerbait for a couple of casts and decided to change up, try to throw the crankbait on the rocks. We had hit a couple of rock piles before that, or in between, and I was throwing the crankbait, and that's where I caught the one that didn't measure, was on another rock pile on the crankbait. So I figured, why not? Let's try it here. And I put my second keeper in the boat, and I figured out, okay, maybe this is what we need to be doing. But nothing happened after that. The wind picked up. We got beat up in the boat by the wind pretty bad. It took a lot of power off that trolling motor to hold us off the rocks. But it was fun, you know. I caught 2 fish today that weighed in at 3 pounds something, so they were just over 1.5 pounds each. Better than I did the last times I fished BFLs at this lake. The last BFLs I fished here, I only weighed in 1 fish each BFL event. So weighed in 2 this time. Woohoo! Go me. It's an improvement. It was good to get out though, knock some rust off, being that I sat out all last year with the knee injury. It was good to get out and hit the water, knock that rust off, shake off the nerves, and get prepared. This was a good, I look at this as a good practice tournament for the ABT series starting next month. I will say that I'm proud of what we caught, considering myself nor my boater scouted the lake at all. Neither one of us had any practice days on that lake. We both showed up last night for the tournament meeting and check-in and fished today. With that being said, putting fish in the boat was a good day. So I'm taking it as a positive. The other positive is I've got a 7-hour drive home. So now instead of having to hang around till 6 something this evening to collect a check, I'm able to get on the road early and start heading home. I'll actually be able to be home before midnight tonight. It'll be nice. So my next event is going to be my first ABT event for 2021. It's going to be my first ABT event in 2 years, which will be next month. We're going to Lake Martin. Not sure how the lake's setting up. I haven't heard any reports yet, but I am looking forward to this event. Lake Martin is one of the lakes that I do love going to. Whether we do good or not, it's a fun lake to fish. We've always caught fish. My partner and I, Chris and I, when we fished the ABT, we've always caught fish at Martin. We've always caught a limit, and it's fun. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm hoping that we make a check at that event. That would be great, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, stay tuned, follow along. I will try to keep y'all posted. I'm gonna try to do some of these videos. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, my plan is to start doing more videos. I want to start doing more little recaps of my events, but I also want to do more prepping type videos as well. So follow along, subscribe, like. We'll see y'all at the next tournament next month.